know that when you have a purpose and a calling on your life, there's nothing that nobody, and nothing can happen. I am Angela C. Wright.
Over the top, the gotcha.
Oh, he said your numbers has shrunk. He said, I don't know how, why.
You're not gonna get you're gonna have to have mounds of security for me because you're not gonna get me.
If I wasn't depressed and going through what I was going through, I probably would have never started.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Break Free. I have someone today that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm excited, and I pray that you are changed as a result of what she says today. Help me to welcome Kesha.
Hey guys, thank you for having me, friend.
No.
It only takes you to get me to do this.
No, I thank you for coming, Kesha. You look good today. Skin is glowing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure like it's been, your life has changed. You know, you were diagnosed. Tell us when you were diagnosed and how you found out, like what that whole day was like.
Actually, I found it myself. I found a knot myself. I found it in August of 21.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything to my doctor because it didn't hurt. So when I went to my doctor for my annual in December of 21, I told my doctor, and he said, hey, that's not normal. Let's go get a mammogram and a biopsy. I went to the north side like 3 days after that. I did the mammogram and the biopsy. To be honest, they called me back. I didn't go.
Really?
I didn't go. I wasn't ready to hear anything, to say anything.
Yeah.
So finally, my doctor, which been my doctor since I've been in Georgia for 20 years, he sent me a certified letter saying that he was releasing me because he didn't want to be responsible because he's trying to let me know that it's something I need to take care of. So I knew for him to get that in depth, it was serious.
He sent a certified letter?
Yeah. To let me know he's releasing it because he's been trying to get me to go back to talk to them. And he don't even work with them. It was just he was concerned that he
About
knew it
you.
was something.
Yeah.
So when I knew he got involved, I went on and put my big girl pants on. And I went to Northside and I let them tell me. And, you know, it was still like a pandemic. So at that time, nobody could go with you.
So
Nobody.
You had to be alone.
Yeah, so I'm going in there listening. She was like, yeah, we found a knot. They take you so fast. She was like, yeah, the knot, it's benign, it's cancer. And, I mean, they say it so, like, blatantly because they tell people this every day.
Yeah.
So when you don't know and you like, oh, you just said this cancer.
Like it's no big deal. Yeah.
Oh, it's cancer, but can we get to the stage? She said, well, I don't know that part. You know, they're just the mammogram, the specialist over there. And so she was like, get with your doctor. So I called my doctor. He had already built a team. That's the part that it was so fast. He had already had a surgeon plan. He had already had a oncologist that he was going to send me to. So I'm like, Doc, how did you plan all this? He said, I already knew if you wasn't going to have to do it, we was going to be a long time to get through this. This is a process. We got to get started.
Yeah.
So with just in that little bit of time frame, I probably went from stage 1. I was at stage 3 cancer by that time.
From the time that you found a knot or from the time that
From the time I found the knot and the time I went back to them, which by the time I found the knot, like my doctor said, had I paid attention and said something, we probably wouldn't have went that far with all the treatments. But
Did you feel any change in your body?
I felt nothing. The knot didn't bother me. The knot didn't hurt. I was still eating, still doing everything like I wasn't tired. I think cancer, them telling me made me worse than it was, but in my body feeling anything. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead. I had to ride home crying by myself. Didn't know who I was going to tell first.
Yeah.
Because I had to get the girls together. I wasn't going to tell them over the phone.
Yeah, your daughters that share with them. You have, daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 girls. Thank God that they were there.
Yeah.
33, 31, and 27. 3 beautiful girls. But I had to get them together. I had to call my friend first that moved here from Memphis. I said, God already had her in place because she moved with me the year before until she got herself together and got her place. So I called her. I was like, friend, I'm going to need you to come over. We're going to have to talk about something. So she gets there. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I got cancer. I said it like how the people said it because at that time I'm numb.
You're numb, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got cancer. but nobody knew. We knew no stage. We knew no nothing because they don't know anything until you get to the oncologist and he do all his exams and run all the blood work to see where we at. And she was like, okay, well, let's just call the girls and let's get them over here. But actually, I called Ashley, the oldest. So Ashley set up a dinner date. I don't know how that came up. I'm like, dinner? And talk about cancer?
Yeah.
But she set up a dinner date, so we all goes. I tell the girls, honestly, I think they were strong
Yeah.
for the most part. And, hey, I had to get with your big God
Yeah.
because I wasn't feeling that. And
Yeah.
he knows me and him had some times and some days.
Yeah.
I'm like, me?
Of all
Somebody
people.
that's healthy and cancer doesn't run in their family, so it's not hereditary. It's like, where did I get this from? I started thinking all kinds of crazy stuff. Did I do anything? Is the karma coming back? Like what? You just
Go through that mental
yeah, that
state of you
mental-
don't know, like, God, why me? Why am I experiencing this?
And out of all, I can say now, God, why not me? Because I've did some things that God could have punished me for a long time ago
Yeah.
if he was punishing me.
Yeah.
So what I got out of it is you got a testimony and I need you to share it. You lived your life how you was going to live your life long enough.
Yeah, because like make no mistake about it. You lived your life like you partied, did what you want. You had businesses at a young age. I think like in the 90s, you was like the first girl with like one of the first girls. I remember Wendy had a boutique too
Yeah,
up
and
on
then I
Lennox
had
Road,
mine on
and you had your brick and mortar boutique, with the clothes and everything, and you just always been able. Then the mortgage, you helped me get my first house.
Yeah. I had to do I was in every kind of way. I'm like, I guess why not me now?
Yeah, yeah, and you came from Memphis to Atlanta.
Yeah, straight from Freaknik 2000. Look, straight from Freaknik 2000. I came to Atlanta straight running. I didn't know what I was going to do. I'm like, I'm from Memphis, girl. I was hot there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a big city.
Yeah. But baby, you came here and made your mark too.
I did, as I should.
Yeah, but I remember when you didn't even tell me. You didn't tell me. You let D tell me. And I was just like, it just was that feeling of, huh? Because you for one, we feel like we so young.
Yeah. And I feel like at my age back then, you didn't see our age having cancer. Like it was old people. When they say diseases like that, it's old people. That's how I felt. And I'm like, so, yeah, it's not just old people. It's
young bad chicks too.
I've seen kids in there as young as 7 and 8 getting chemo. Like, so it doesn't care who it attacks. We all have a cancer cell. We just got to pray that it don't come out.
Yeah.
You got some cells.
So you learned a lot on this journey about cancer in itself.
I had to research because if I didn't research, I was going to just trust everything science said. Some things hurted me. So I had to be able to tell them after, once we found out an oncologist, I had to go straight 2 weeks after getting with the team. They like, oh, we got to put your port in. You got to start chemo now. I mean, soon. And so by that time, I still didn't know what stage because you still waiting on blood work. They just ready to put the port. So I'm like, I have to go.
And the port is for?
The port is for your infusion. It's still here. The port's still here for right now. It's going to be gone in December.
Yes, praise God.
Yes. But the port, so they put the port because that's what the infusion. You're too weak for them to put chemo and stuff in your arms at that time. So I started, when I got the port, that's when I came back to my doctor and he said, well, this is the treatment plan. We're at stage 3 cancer. I had stage 3?
And how many stages are there?
Normally it's 4. 4 is 3 to 4, you really need some powerful treatment to get you back together.
Yeah.
4 can be a little bit worse. I mean, but 3 is still not good.
Yeah.
Like you're pushing.
Yeah.
You're pushing, sis. But I pushed. But it was a process. During the process, I had to do 6 rounds. The treatment plan, as he was saying, he gave me 6 rounds of chemo, 35 rounds of radiation with reconstructive surgery. That's what we started with at the treatment plan that they tell you this is what we're looking forward to before we could say any other cancer is gone.
And do you get the chemo and the radiation on the same day, or is that separate days?
No, chemo is first. You do chemo first. So I'm explaining chemo so we can get to this bill. So I had 6 rounds of chemo.
And that was once a week.
It was you go every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So on my first round of chemo, my family came from Memphis. Thank y'all. They came every session I had. My family and all y'all, all y'all was there. But my first round, girl, I left there and went to the Red Hook or whatever, the seafood place, because my grandma wanted seafood. I thought, oh, I could do this. This all this I'm gonna feel like, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this.
Yeah.
We got to that second round of chemo. Your sister got her a book out, some dictionaries, and started Googling, because that second round of chemo, it broke me down. Like, my hair came out on the second round. My nails started peeling. My hands started peeling like an alien. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do nothing. I said, oh, so it's real now. This is real. Like,
That's when it sunk in.
yeah, this is real. Like, because at first it was like I was just flowing through it, so I wasn't taking it as serious as it was, because I'm just flowing through. Nothing is bothering me. Like, y'all saying it's chemo. Okay, chemo was fine.
Yeah.
So that second round, I was like, yeah, no, we're not going to be able to do that. And I did it. So I got with my doctor, and I was like, hey, I'm going to research what these medicines are, and then we're going to have to come to a mutual agreement. I'm not going to be able to continue this treatment if we can't bring something down. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
I know the statistics. I know what they tell y'all to give us, but we're going to deviate.
From the chemo.
Yeah, we got to deviate from some of the medicines, because chemo is combined of like different medicines. That's why it's called chemotherapy. So one of my medicines was Progetta. It's so strong to have you where everything in your body is on fire. It feels like you're just inflamed. And I mean, you flamed up for like 6 or 7 days. I couldn't do, that was my second round. I said, oh, we got to come to Jesus with this. This is not gonna work. And he was like, Keish, but the stage 3, we got to look at where we're fighting against.
Yeah. They felt like it was huge, and they had to fight something they had to use something strong
So
to try to,
powerful.
yeah.
I took it. I took it. I took it. This went back the third round though. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna even. I didn't sign for it. My grandmother was right there. I was like, Granny, I know you want me to fight, girl. This too much.
So that's when you felt like giving up.
Yeah, that third round, and I got through it. But that fourth round, I woke up. I got in my closet on my knees before I went there, and I told God, this is it. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
So at that time, I put on some clothes, because normally I go to chemo looking like, hey, girl, it's just chemo.
Yeah.
I put on some clothes. I put on a whole lot of stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, this it. So whatever this bell is, I'm ringing it today, because I'm done. This is it.
You had made up in your mind.
Already, it was, whether they said done, I said done.
Yeah.
And I told God I was done, so he knows how much more I could bear. He knew I couldn't take another day of that pain. So I get there. My oncologist, I came in, I already had an attitude. He already know that, because he knows every day I ain't coming in there with no smile for this.
Yeah.
So he said, oh, I got some good news for you, because you do blood work every time you go. So your blood work tells where your numbers are, how the cancer is shrinking. He said, I got good news today. I said, oh, I hope it's good as what I got for you.
Like, oh, we both got news.
I was cocked and ready,
Yeah.
too. And I was like, okay, go ahead with yours first. And he was like, today is your last day of chemo. He said, your numbers has shrunk. He said, I don't know how, why. I said, he knew. I had some news for you. This was it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take no more of this. He said, well, it's definitely it for us, the chemo right now. So we did that round. Let's get to this bell. We did the last round of chemo. So you go ring the bell. This bell is a joke. Because after the bell, you thinking you're done. Well, people thinking you're done.
Yeah, because we all thought you was done when you rung the bell.
Yeah, and me as the patient, I know I'm not done, because you already gave me a treatment plan telling me I got to have reconstructive surgery, which was the next process. So ringing the bell was my confusion, because everybody said, you're done. Oh, girl, you beat cancer. Girl, I'm still fighting. Real fight. So I get to go do the reconstructive surgery. Doing the reconstructive surgery, to be honest, I really signed my life away, because they didn't want to do everything that I wanted. I wanted everything done in that day. I had to sign something, get a notary to come in there to witness that I wanted to be asleep for 10 hours.
The surgery took 10 hours?
10 hours. I had 26 lymph nodes removed. I had the cyst removed, and they had to reconstruct because the area was so wide. And I didn't want no implants because that's why I came over Blessed Beyond Breast. We'll get to that later. But I'm like, if I could deal with it, whoever I date or go with in the future, I'm not finna. If you telling me I have aggressive cancer now, why would I start putting implants or things that makes no sense to satisfy another person's feeling?
Now that is big. Now that is big. That takes like confidence. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we do as women worry about our body and it don't even really be so much for us. But if we really knew though, men that's on the surface, of course. You know, when they're younger, like that's what they think, but, boobs, whatever. But somebody that genuinely love, they don't care about the stretch marks. They don't care about the, the scars or anything like that. So that was really big, Keisha, to even be like, you know what? They're going to have to accept me as I am.
Yeah. I don't want anything but my own tissue. Whatever you can't fix, however you can't fix it, I'm fine with that. Just do everything within this one day, though. I'm not coming back for this, and I'm not going to be able to go home and look at myself cut all open and bruised and taped until you're done, because normally it's a two sessions. So I signed my life away for that. 10
And
hours.
you stay sleep 10 hours.
10 hours. I didn't care if it was 13. Just do it that day. And it turned out perfect. I was fine. I didn't have to stay in the hospital for one day after the surgery. Then you heal from that. And then you go to radiation.
And what is radiation like?
Radiation, I had 35 rounds. So that means every day at 10:15, I have to be at DeKalb Medical, letting them radiate in that area. So radiation burns, it bruises, and it hurts. It's almost like chemo to me because it burns so bad, it burns your skin.
So is it like a machine that just goes over that part?
No, they have to go to monitor your heart because radiation that's the first thing it kills is your heart. So they have to be careful. So they put these dots and put some things over you, and then they just put it's like a sting, maybe like a light, just an infrared light or something. It's just radiating through your body. It's just putting everything back together.
And you woke for this, or do they put you to sleep?
Oh, you woke. You woke for it, yeah. But not just imagine, because I had 26 lymph nodes, so mine's was, I'm burning under here, I'm burning over here. I'm like, I'm just there.
Did it ever get like throughout the 35? Did it ever feel like it got easier with the radiation, or did it burn the same equally every time?
Well, it got easier for me because, again, I'm a Google. I've been in the medical field for a long time, so I'm going to research me some stuff.
Yeah.
Everything they told me not to do, I think I probably went against it, but I kept it from burning.
Because I remember Dee one day, her favorite is this fish. She loves that red snapper fish, and then it has to be spicy, like Jamaican, like. And I remember one day, Dee posted like, "Oh, I got to make this for Keisha." I called her. I was like, "Why are you making that fish for her? And you know she don't supposed to eat spicy stuff." She was like, "Because she wants it."
Yeah.
She was like, "We have to." I said, "No, she don't supposed to have it."
But Shay, this is what I told everybody. In order for me to fight, I had to do and eat whatever that works to go in my system. Because I had got so skinny. I ain't never been so thick, but I got so skinny until I was looking like cancer.
There was never ever a time, and I'm not saying this because this is my friend. Your skin has always, like today, you barefaced, no makeup. Your skin has always stayed flawless. Like the hair part, only know because you showed me.
Yeah.
You've always wore your wigs. You get what I'm saying? And you lost weight, Keisha, but you have never looked like you had cancer. Ever.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've never.
Felt like I look like
No,
hell.
I remember I was like, dog, I want to be smart. I want to
you
lose
kept
some
saying-
weight.
Every time I said, look at Shay want me to feel so good. I want to be your size. I said, no, you don't, girl.
I do want to lose weight.
I'm like, no, you don't. But so after that, I thought I was done, honestly, because after radiation, that was my treatment plan.
Yeah, the 35.
Yeah, so I was done. I was done with the chemo. Did the surgery. I did everything you all told me. I go back to my oncologist when I'm done with radiation. He said, "You ready to sit down? I know we're gonna fight, but let's fight after you sit down first." I said, "No, I'm not gonna sit down. Just tell me why I'm standing up. Let's go ahead and go with the.
Yeah.
Let's get to it."
Yeah.
He said, "We're gonna have to go back in a chemotherapy treatment." I said, "The devil is a lie." He said, "No. It's not like the first one. He said, but the cancer, he said, as we discussed at first, because it's stage 3, then it's a hormonal base. So, I'm getting older, so my hormones are going to change.
Yeah.
So we had to go into something to try to put me into premenopause. So that was back to the chemotherapy, which I just started back in August, and I'll be done, thank God, December the 12th.
Yay! But the cells, though, they're not seeing,
The cells have all shrunk. Everything is shrunk. My premenopause has started. So when people see me, y'all think I'm crazy, and I'll get a little snappy. I've been that way. It's just a little snappier. Don't take it personal. It's the hormones that done kicked out about it. But yeah, so that's.
And what would you say was like the lowest point throughout this?
The lowest point for me was the first part, the chemo, the original chemo, not the preventative chemo. Chemo, that's pretty much where people either make it or you don't. It's sad to say, and that's where they come up with the scenario of the bell, because if you could beat chemo, they know you could beat the rest, is what their logic was, because I wanted to know somebody to tell me.
Oh, that's the significance of the bell.
That's what So basically, if you don't ring the bell, that means you ain't make it, because you ain't make chemo, and chemo determines where you're going to do. Like, I got friends with herbal stores, and I'm like, girl, at this point I got to trust science. They said stage 3, not stage 1, where we can play games right now.
Yeah.
Like, God put these people in positions and gave them educations for what they need, and I'm gonna go ahead and trust them today.
Yeah.
So I still went with herbal mix with what I did. But I just feel like, mental is everything with cancer. So for anybody, if you got anybody that's fighting cancer, it's their mental. If your mental don't stay strong and you don't stay positive and keep positive people around you, you're gonna break, because the pain is so severe that's coming out that chemo. So if nobody ain't telling you every day, girl, you got this. You come on, let's go do. Even when you don't feel like, or they don't feel like, people don't even know your phone call sometimes can just change how my whole mental was going for that moment, because I could have been wondering in la land like, oh, I'm not doing this no more. I don't care, God. Because I done told them plenty of times, I'm done. I lived a good life. I don't want no more of this chemo.
Yeah.
That was I was okay to give up.
I remember my grandmother, she did it at first, and then like it was they needed to do it again, and she told us, that's it. She said, I've lived my life, and I'm going home to be with my maker, and I'm okay with it. And she did, and we couldn't make her.
Yeah. If I already told them this is a one and done. I'm not gonna be one of these people. God bless their souls that they 2-time survivor, 3-time survivor. Me and my big guy had a real serious talk.
Yeah.
I'm a 1-time survivor, and I'm gonna help other people survive.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is it.
And what would you tell like people who's going through it? Like what would you say their support system? What is the most important thing for their support system to do?
Prayer.
Prayer.
I mean, prayer and just encouraging words. Sometimes you just need to hear it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
Give them the privilege to know today you don't have to be okay. If you say you're tired, let them take that time and say they're tired. Not, girl, you can't be tired. D, girl, no, we got things to do. Sis, we got things to do, but we ain't gonna do it no time soon.
I know. I remember we were supposed to go to Chops to eat, and the first time it caught on fire that night. We were supposed to go. Thank God he saved us.
He did. It caught on fire. And I've been wanting Chops forever. I'm like.
And then when we was gonna go again, it was all planned, and you called and you was like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I
He was
couldn't
like,
move.
I'm too tired. Like my body, I just can't do it.
And through that, I learned how to say no. I used to didn't know how to say no. Like, even if I was tired, I'll just go. If y'all say we finna go out tonight, I'm gonna pop up and go out.
Yeah.
I learned my body. Well, my body taught me my body. When you're tired, it's okay to be tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got the rest, babe.
But Keisha, I feel like your faith, you have a strong faith, because this isn't the first battle that you had to fight mentally.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I remember when
My
your dude,
fiance, when he passed, that was a lot. That's why I thought, I'm like, God, I thought I wasn't going to go through nothing else. I done went through everything, depression, sadness.
And we were younger when that happened.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I just remember
Younger.
we were
It's been
younger.
10 years now, so yeah.
It's been 15 years.
It's been 12 years. So,
12 years. Yeah. we were way younger, and I just remember too that being like hard.
Yeah, because I had to fend from. I mean, I was comfortable. I was real comfortable.
Yeah, he
like,
took real good care of you.
yeah, I was comfortable. If anybody, but I mean, I've always been a go getter, so I had to figure out like, hey, what you gonna do? But again, anything that you go through, you're not fighting your mental at that time. You're fighting what you're dealing with. So now I ain't got to the rough part for me because my mental is my roughest part because I'm so strong minded and I want everything to go like this. And God already showed me it goes like this and here. So I fought cancer. I done beat cancer. Now I got to fight my own self, my mental. And that's what I'm praying for God to get me through. Like, because you ain't have time to sit down and be sad. Really, you have to fight. So when you sad for a minute. Like, you ain't like, oh, girl, I got cancer. I can't do this. No, I got cancer. What's the next appointment? You got appointments every other day. You know that. Y'all tell me, where you going? Appointment? I'm like,
What did it take for you to get out the bed some mornings, Keisha, to put your feet on the ground?
my kids to think about. Like, girl, you know these girls gonna be popping up over here. Girl, I used to have to lie like I was gone somewhere just to keep them from popping up in my house because they ain't want to come outside.
No, but I remember we had a good time. Remember we went to the mountains
Yeah.
before surgery, before the
Yeah,
first
y'all took me
surgery.
before the surgery.
Yeah, and
we
the
did.
girls was there, and that was just like real family. I felt like that was a time that, like, okay, it could give you a push.
It did.
To go, to
It
go.
gave me a
Yeah,
great push for the second half because I had just finished that half, remember?
yeah.
So that was my second leg of it.
And
So,
then we did something at the house.
yeah, right after that.
Yeah, we did something at the house.
Y'all kept me busy. Y'all did. I'm grateful for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, all my friends and my family. I'm very grateful.
Oh, girl, because the Memphis crew came down and,
Oh, they
and-
did.
Yeah,
My friends, girl, they sometimes you don't even know the people that you need them. Like, you just don't know. Like, just imagine, I haven't worked in 2 years since cancer. Since I found out I couldn't work no more. My lymph nodes is gone. I'm left-handed.
yeah,
Everything I do is left, and everything I got is on my left side.
yeah.
I'm like, so God, you put my cancer on my left side. No, I'm left-handed inflicted. What I'm going to do?
Yeah.
And he said, you're going to do what I have for you to do.
And guess what? You ain't lost a house. You ain't lost a car. Still got a Maserati. God still made a way.
And I still travel. I'm mad now. Please release me, Lord, so I could travel after the 12th.
So tell me about Blessed Beyond Breast.
So, Blessed Beyond Breast is a foundation that God placed on my heart in the midst of chemo. I used to go to chemo and see like so many people trying to find ride homes, trying to find a ride to chemo. And I'm like, you got to fight and can't get a ride, no support system. So I want to be able to like donate rides. I want to educate people, our young people, to let them know because the statistics said go get a mammogram at 40, but they dying at 20. So where do we break the line of we got to still figure out things ourselves? We
Yeah.
can't always go with what they coming up with because if you're dying at 20, why wait to 40 to go get your breast checked?
Right.
So I want to offer mammograms through different other foundations to help them so we can spread it. And I also want to do copays, pay copays. Like, I don't feel that you should have to fight and worry about money.
Because they say like the medicine is
Yeah,
really
it's
high.
very expensive, even with good insurance. Even me having the best insurance you can have, your copay is still high. So,
And if you don't have it, they won't see. Will they still give you the treatment or no?
no.
Wow.
And some people sit there, they trying to get there. And every day you come to chemo, every 3 weeks you go to chemo, you got to get that approved through your insurance. So you're fighting, wait on your insurance sometime because they ain't responded back that you can have your treatment that you're there for. Or either if they need to add something, you got to get that approved before you get it. You're already sitting there for 5 hours getting the poison in you. And you got to figure out how to get home after that too.
It take 5 hours when you go to get chemo.
It's based on how long your chemo is. So my first rounds were 5 hours. So these rounds are like 3.5 because they're not as intense as those. But still 3.5 hours sitting
And
there
you just
getting
lay
something.
there.
You just sit in a recliner chair. You can lay it back if you want to. I put my earbuds in so I won't. Because everybody got a different type of sickness that they're dealing with in there. And everybody mental is not as strong.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to I don't want to disassociate myself because we all had cancer. But I still know I needed to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
So I couldn't hear everything that they were going through every day, but my heart was still feeling them. Like, you would think Northside, as much money as chemo costs, that they would buy some snacks. They buy snacks, but when they run out for the people that don't bring their own stuff, of course, I buy my own blanket, everything. I don't need nothing from you guys but your chemo.
Yeah.
So, but I had to start ordering snacks in there. I'm like, you got these people coming in here for chemo, and they don't even have a snack, and y'all have nothing to offer them but some ice water, crushed ice.
Really?
Yeah, tell me, well, the manager don't order this time. I'm like, girl, I used to tell a girl, what are these people some snacks?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I took amongst myself. So I just feel like even if I didn't get the big donors right now, with what I do have, I can make a way for somebody.
Yeah, and that's
So-
important. If you're not doing but helping a handful.
Yeah, I can't save the world at the beginning, so but I'm gonna do my part, and my part is my heart. And I just wanted to tell myself that I'm blessed beyond breasts. That was my reason for saying that I'm not fixing my breasts like that. I'm blessed beyond that. So
That was a good name, Keish.
Yeah.
That's and it's a dope meaning behind
yeah,
it. Yeah,
because
yeah.
hey, this is it, babe. This is what you're gonna get. So, but yeah.
And with Blessed Beyond Breasts, like what else? Is there anything else you have going on, or you just focusing on that?
Well, no, I have KW Collections. Of course, you guys can get y'all custom earrings before Christmas, ordered by the 5th. And, KW Collections, I really abandoned KW Collections through this cancer period. I didn't even want to go on I got a whole jewelry room. I have a store in my house.
Yeah.
I couldn't even go in there. Like, people order something, I have to pay my neighbors, the girls, somebody come over there and get it together for them. I'm like, I don't even care if nothing sells.
Why you felt like that?
I was tired. I'm like, girl, I got one fight. I don't got time to argue with somebody calling, emailing every 5 minutes. Girl, look, let me tell you something with this KW collection. Y'all can take that and leave me alone with it, okay? Mm-hmm. My mental wasn't there, and I realized, like, money was just not everything to me. And God had to show me, like, you ain't always got to be making something. Right now, make some time.
But do you feel like because money has always been at the top of the totem pole for you, do you feel like at this point when you got down is why you felt like it's not that important?
Yeah, no, because I've lost it all before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and got it back. I just feel like this time it's more my mental with it. Like, either I'm going to be fighting to try to still figure out how to make money, or I'm going to sit down and look at what God got me, because I know it's bigger than KW Collections, and I ain't got to stress and work that hard for what he got for me if
That's
I just
right.
stay in line with it. So, and
Being obedient.
Yeah.
A lot of times we go to the wayside or we get in our own way because of disobedience. And you disobedient, what I've learned is, regardless to whether you feel like you're going to go this way, God's still going to bring you back around to right here to where you were supposed to be to begin with.
But he always said, you can't choose your destiny.
Yeah.
You can't. And the word came back to me, was like, girl, I'll let you do everything you want to do. You done had a ball. Sis, when you going to get ready to do what I got for you?
Yeah.
And I had that. I mean, these are words that just speaks, and I might be speaking to myself. Do they say you talk to yourself, you crazy? Then there I have it.
But it be the spirit.
It's the spirit. But I'm like, yeah.
So you ready to do the work of God now?
Yeah.
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 And you got through this interview just fine. Remember, you was like nervous and.
Y'all better thank her, baby, because all these emails and DMs y'all be sending to my girl, I thought you were done. Y'all not even my friends, sis. Sis, I'm done December the 12th.
Yeah. So by the time this air,
but
you'll be done.
You really gave me a chance to free myself. Because remember I told you 2 weeks ago when you asked me, I really had to go back and ask my oncologist what type of cancer, what's the name of this stuff again that I got, the aggressive, the invasive, long words of it.
Yeah.
He said, oh, we want to talk about it now? Yeah. I said, no, my friend wants to talk about it now. So,
because I just feel like sometimes I feel like some women, young women especially, not older women, but I be feeling like young women are embarrassed by it. And then I feel like other young women, we just don't know, because
Yeah.
if it hadn't hit your front door, like we've had relatives and stuff, but that's still not you going through it. So
Exactly.
I just felt like, and I know how private of a life you live, So I felt like, well, if I could get Kesha to talk about it, I feel like it's going to help her in the process of helping somebody else. And this is part of your Blessed Beyond Breast. So
It
now
is.
you can stand on podiums and everything and talk
Big
about
Phree
it.
did that. you just let me know I could talk about it, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I really I really wasn't thinking I'm ready for it. I'm like, yeah, I want to do Blessed Beyond Breast, but like you said, I'm private, so I just really rather give the money, the donations, or help them figure it out and make it work without. I don't always have to be seen. I don't care.
But you know, when people can attach
That's-
a story
That's
to
what I
it,
said. That's why
it
you
hits
made
home.
me heal myself, because now I feel like in order for people to understand Blessed Beyond Breast, I'm gonna have to tell my story.
Yeah,
You're not just gonna hear my, oh girl, you look good, but what happened next?
yeah.
Hey, it went through a lot to still look like this. God is good.
Yes, he is.
He's
Yes, he is.
good.
Tell them where they can find KW Collections.
kwcollections.com, or you can follow us at KW Collections 44, and I will have the Blessed Beyond Breast hoodies for pre-orders today.
Make sure y'all go on there and order Blessed Beyond Breast. Help to pay it forward to other people who are going through things that affect them in their bodies. Even if it doesn't affect you, you never know when you might be the person who needs the help. So make sure y'all go buy a sweatshirt, kwcollections.com. Also, Keish, before we go, you know this is Break Free Podcast.
It is.
So tell me one thing that you feel like you're in bondage to and you need to break free from.
Myself. I'm my own biggest, I don't want to say downfall because it's not a downfall, but I'm my own biggest critic. I'm hard on myself. I want so much more when I'm already where I'm supposed to be. So once I learn to let go and breathe, that's what I'm practicing now, breathing. I don't know how people say they breathe. Yeah, no, I just do what I do and keep on moving. So, yeah, I just want to break free from myself and just be at peace with everything.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Thank you again so much. I love you.
friend.
You know I love you. And I'm thankful that God has brought you through and that you can help others to be free. You look amazing. I don't just say that just to say it. And you look nothing like what you've been through, Keish.
God is good.
Yes, he is all
Thank
the
you
time.
all the time.
Thank y'all so much for joining me. And like I said, make sure y'all go buy a sweatshirt, Blessed Beyond Breast. Remember the organization, because in October of next year, when it's time for the walk, we're going to shut Atlanta down. I am Phree, and remember, it's always delusion until they see it happen. I'll see y'all next time.